Question 141, which says find the correct option which include connective tissue only. You know that the connective tissue, they help in joining to structure, they provide support and strengthen up different organs of the body. They also help in the transport of material throughout the body, and there are three kinds of connective tissue, that is loose connective tissue, there is dense connective tissue, and there is specialized connective tissue. So among the given set of tissue, we have to select the option which includes only connective tissue. Let's see our very first option, that is cartilage. Cartilage is a connective tissue and it is a specialized connective tissue. Cartilage is a specialized connective tissue. Second is given bone. Bone is also specialized connective tissue. Then third is given salivary gland. Salivary gland is actually formed from the epithelial tissue, not from the connective tissue. So this cannot be included in an option. And blood. Blood is also specialized connective tissue. It is a fluid connective tissue which helps in the transport of material throughout the body. So this cannot be answered since it includes an example of epithelial tissue, that is salivary gland. Option 2 says tendons. Tendons, they are dense connective tissue. And they help in attachment of muscle to bones. So it is an example of connective tissue. Then there is ligament. Ligaments are also dense connective tissue and they help in joining one bone to another. Then third is given areolar tissue. Areolar tissue is an example of loose connective tissue. Connective tissue. And blood, it is an example of specialized connective tissue. So all the four examples belongs to the connective tissue category, making option 2 as the answer for our question. Option 3 says ligament. Ligament is a dense connective tissue. Then there is given biceps. Biceps, they are example of muscular tissue. So this cannot be included in our answer. Globular cell, they are unicellular glands which secrete mucus. They are not connective tissue. And tendons, two examples, doesn't belong to the connective tissue. So this cannot be an answer. Option 4, that is muscles. They are example of muscular tissue. Pancreas and liver. Pancreas and liver, they are formed from epithelial tissue, not from the connective tissue. So they cannot be included under the category of connective tissue. And bone, you know that it is a specialized connective tissue. Also in this option, 3 example doesn't belong to the category of connective tissue. So this cannot be our answer. So let's proceed to our next question. Question 142. All of the following are specialized connective tissue except. Specialized connective tissue के examples कौन-कौन से होते हैं? Specialized connective tissue they include bone, cartilage, blood and limb. So let's see your option. Bone, it is an example of specialized connective tissue. Blood, it is also an example of specialized connective tissue, and so is cartilage. But option 4, which says adipose tissue, it is an example of loose connective tissue, not specialized connective tissue. So making option 4 as the answer for our question. So let's proceed to our next question. That is question 143. which says following are the statement with some blanks. Find the correct option which fills blanks correctly. Option A, fibers and fibroblasts are completely packed in the dense connective tissue, while they are loosely packed in the loose connective tissue. Option B says blank which connect or attach one bone to another. And you know that the ligaments, they attach one bone to another. Statement C says connective tissue are classified into three types. They are classified into three types. That is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and there is specialized connective tissue. Option D says blank is a fluid connective tissue, and there can be two answers, that is blood and lymph. Both are examples of fluid connective tissue. So among the given options, the correct option which fills the blank correctly is option third. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. So let's proceed to our next question. Question 144. All of the following structures have cartilage except. Let's see our first option. First is tip of nose. Tip of nose is made up of hyaline cartilage. It is made up of hyaline cartilage. And outer ear joint, it is made up of elastic cartilage. So both these two structures have cartilage, so they cannot be included in our answer. Option 2, between the adjacent bone of vertebral column. Between the adjacent bone of vertebral column there is white fibrous cartilage. And second example which is given is limbs in adult. You know that the ends of limbs, they have articular cartilage which is actually hyaline cartilage. So both of these structures have cartilage, so this cannot be included in our answer. Option 3, that is nasal septum, which is made up of hyaline cartilage. Hands in adults, the end of the bones, they have articular cartilage, so this structure also has cartilage structure. And thoracic cage, you know that the end of ribs, they have costal cartilage. So all these structures have cartilage present in them, so this cannot be an answer. Option 4 says heart, kidneys and capillaries. All these three structures, they lack cartilage, making option 4 as the answer for our question. So let's proceed to our next question. Question 145 says the tissue which exerts the greatest control over the body's responsiveness to changing condition includes. You know that the nervous tissue performs the function of control and coordination of our body, and it regulates our body responsiveness to the changing condition. And nervous tissue, it is made up of neurons, which are electrically excitable cell, and neuroglial cells. न्यूरल ग्लियल सेल्स के एग्जाम्पल्स हैं लाइक एस्ट्रोसाइट्स, देयर इज माइक्रोग्लियल सेल्स, there is oligodendrocytes, so let's see our option. Option 1 stating neurons only, this cannot be an answer since it includes neurons as well as neuroglial cells. Option 2 says neurons, oligodendrocytes and astrocytes only, this also cannot be an answer because the neuroglial cells, they are oligodendrocytes, astrocytes, microglial cells, ependymeric cells, so this cannot be an answer. Option 3 stating neurons and astrocytes only, this also cannot be an answer. While option 4 stating neurons, oligodendrocytes, astrocytes and microglial cells, will be the answer for our question. So let's proceed to our next question.